Hello everyone, welcome back to day 4 of our 30-day SQL series. In today's video, we are going to learn how to write queries in MySQL Workbench using two different methods. That is the graphical user GUI based approach and the text based SQL editor. Okay, you are just starting out. The graphical user interface is a beginner friendly way to interact with your database. You can visually create queries, select tables, and perform actions like inserting, updating, or deleting data without writing any SQL code. Okay, but we'll also be focusing on the text-based query editor, which is the real power of SQL here. You write your own SQL statements manually, like select, insert, update, and more. By the end of this video, you will be comfortable using both interfaces to run your queries efficiently. Alright, so make sure you watch till the end. And if you are new here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more hands on SQL tutorials coming up every day. Let's get started with writing queries in our MySQL Workbench. Now here, let's start. So let me show you the how to create a database. The first thing is you have to click on the database here. See, look at here. This is our use case where we are going to create the database called Carmel College. Then this command will be this query will be using it on our SQL query editor. Now we have to, the first step is using a graphical user interface. You have to create a database. The database name is Carmel underscore college. Okay. Then we have to click on the apply. Click on the apply here, then finish here. Okay. So here on the left side, your Carmel College database will be created. When you double click on it, it means that it's selected. Okay. It will come in the black color. Okay. Then in the when you click on the Carmel College, here you get a four options: tables, views, stored procedure, and the functions here. Okay. So after now, let us look our use case here. After creating a database, we need to create a table called student details. So I have to create a table. So there are two ways of creating a table. One, you just build next to your database, you have a table icon. You can create it in this way, or you can right click. Let me delete this. Or you can right click on the tables and you can create a table name there. Okay. So here I'm giving it a table name as student underscore details. All right. So we are creating a table student details in the Carmel College database. Now we have to give it a column name and the data type. So let us look at our columns here. So in the columns, we can give it a student ID, student name, student email ID, okay, student mobile number, and the student password. These are the four columns I'm gonna create it here. Just click on it. Okay, here let's start here. Student ID. Okay, then here student name. Okay, then here we have a student mobile number. Okay, then we have student. See, we have created student ID, student name, student email ID. We have to create it. Okay, so we can create it as student email, then student password. All right. So once after you creating a table, you have giving after giving a table name, you have to give it a column. So I have given a five columns, one, two, three, four, five columns I have given. Then let me click on the apply. Okay, then it's totally executed here. Here at the bottom, you can see this is the action output where you will, whenever you execute any queries, you will see the result here. Okay, so like drop database Carmel College has been dropped, then apply changes to Carmel College, apply changes to student details. Okay, all those things you will be able to see there here. Now we are created our table. So let us click on the table, and here on the left side next to your table, you get a three options here. Okay, So that is your, see, this is your college details, Carmel College student details. You can see here. And the next option is here, if you want to edit it, so you can edit this. Okay. So like for example, see, I am not giving this foreign key, the primary key and the null values. I'm not giving. Let me scroll down. Then apply changes and the finish here. Okay. So when we come back to our table, when we open our table, here you can see the query select star from Carmel College student details. So Carmel College is my database and student details. So this query has been executing here. So now we have to give it a rows here. So column is created. Now we have to give it a rows. After that, we are not able to edit it. So here say we have an export option, but here we'll be getting a three more options. So how do we do that? So we have to click on the table, this one, okay, the next one. So here you can edit the table. We have to give it a primary keys here, okay. Only then you'll be able to give it a columns name using a graphical user interface. Then apply changes, then finish. Okay, so this is done. So we have created. All right. So here, let me open our table here. So now let us give it, like we can give it any name here. So I'm giving it Raju. Okay, ID one. Student name is Raju. Student mobile number 9876543. Anything. Then student email ID Raju at the rate gmail.com. Okay. Then student password 769. Okay, 78945. Then we can give it a second one. So here I'll give it as a Rani. All right. Then here the numbers 456123. Any numbers you can give it. The mobile number. Then the email ID Rani at the rate gmail.com. Okay. Then you can give it a password here like 4569. Any password. Here now the three. Okay. So here it will be like Asma. The phone number 12345678. Okay. Then the email ID asma at the rate gmail.com. Then here the password 4534 anything 5043 anything. So this is how you can give it here. So now you will be able to see the options here. When you give it a foreign key and the null values there, when you tick mark that, when you select that, you only then you will be getting a import options here. Okay. So when you get a import options, only then you will be able to enter the rows here. All right. Perfect. So this is while using a graphical user interface, we have created a use case. Okay, that is a database Carmel College. Now, if I want to delete it, you just have to right click on the Carmel College and drop schema. So when you drop a schema, you will be able to click on the drop now button. It will ask, and here you can say drop database Carmel College has been deleted. Now, if you want to delete this entire the action output, you just have to give the clear there. Okay. So let me close it here. Okay, so we have seen the how to create a database using graphical user interface. Now I'll show you with the query editor. So this is our query editor. We have it. I have to click on it. Then let us open. So we have to execute all these things here. So first we need to create a database. The commands we are going to write here is create database. Always you have to keep this database name in the small letters. Okay, Carmel College and colon here. So sorry. semicolon here. Okay, colon. So the database Carmel College. Okay. Now we are going to write. Let us look at our use case here. So in the use case, it says use Carmel College. So I have to use this database called Carmel College. Now use Carmel underscore college. Okay. Use Carmel underscore college and then the colon. Okay. Now let us select this. Use Carmel College and run here. Okay. So zero rows affected here. Use Carmel College has been executed. Then after that, we have to create table. Okay. So now let us look at our database here. So we have given a command. We are telling the query editor to use our my database that is called Carmel College. Now in the Carmel College database, we are creating a table. So I'm giving it a table. So let me copy this here. Yes, so see here, create table student details. So I'm creating a table name called the student details, and the columns we are giving student ID, the end. So see, while we are creating a graphical user interface, we have tick marks, right? The int and the varchar. So that's the reason the same thing we have to give it here. We have to write it down in our query editor. That is int the student name varchar, email ID, mobile number, and the password. So now let us run here. This one, the table is created here. You can see here. Okay. The table is created. Now let us go to our query editor. We have to give it a rows now. Okay. Open this. So to write on the rows, first we need to give it a query called select star from Carmel College. Okay. Select star from Carmel College. Okay. Then after that, see here, select star from Carmel College dot student details. We are selecting the this is the query. We are basically telling the query editor to take the database college Carmel College, the table student details. Okay. Now we have to insert into the student details. Okay. So let us insert it here. Now see columns names. Here we are giving the column name, student ID, student name, student email, mobile number, and here my database name is student details one here. Okay, the Raju, the values we are giving it a values. These are the columns name and the values one. The ID will be one. Raju is the name. Okay, email ID is raju@gmail.com. Okay, this is the mobile number and the password. So now let us execute and check here. So let me open our tables. So see here, you can see it here. The Raju and Raju email, this has been updated here. Okay. Now if we want to give it a second row as well, so insert into. So whenever you want to enter any records, any values in the table, you have to give it a command called insert into student details. Okay. Control C, Control V. Okay. Now let us run here. Raju and Rani. So these are the values has been updated now. Okay. So this is how you use a query editor. Let me explain you again in a very simple way. The first thing is you have to create a database, any database name you can give it. Then we have to use this data name, okay, database name to create our table. So the table name you have to give it, and what are the columns you want to enter, that you have to give it with the data type. So the numbers will become in an integer, the names and everything will be a varchar. Okay. Then we have to select star from Carmel College. So select the data from the Carmel College, that is the student tables. Then we have to, if you want to insert it, we have to insert into the student details one, with the column name, student ID, student name, student email, student mobile number, and the password. Okay, then we have to give it a values. So always give it in a double quotes, whether it's a ID, name, email ID, mobile number, or password, whatever it is. You in the value section, you have to give it in a double quotes. Yeah. Then again, if you want to enter the second row, the same command you have to follow it. So then the drop student details, if you give it, the table will be dropped here. All right. So this is how we create queries using your graphical user interface and the query editor. Okay, so this is very important. So when you open, whenever you see here, when we have created a table, here you get a columns. Okay, so when you click on a column, again you will be able to see it, which are the columns we have given. Okay, then we have a indexes, then foreign keys, and the other trigger option. So all these options you'll be able to see it in our schema. So here it's very important, if you, there are two sections here, the administration and the schemas, you have to click on the schemas only, then you will be able to see your database here. Okay,